Hey y'all, welcome to Faith Budgets. On this channel I'll be posting videos about how I use a zero-based budget, sinking funds, cash stuffing, and savings challenges to pay off debt and save at the same time. If that is content that you're interested in, then please keep watching and definitely hit that subscribe button and join me as I try to reach financial freedom.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
Hey, welcome back to another monthly budget overview. This will be for the month of November. I'll be setting up the whole month, like an overview or a setup for the whole month of November for the pay, the bills, the variable spending, and sinking funds, and also for my savings challenges. I just have to get it all set up for the whole month to be able to break it down into my paycheck budgets. So that's how I first do it with the monthly, so then I can break it down further. But I need to know what bills I have, when they're due, all that stuff first, and how much money I'm expecting to bring home for the month of November. So I like to do it like that first. That gives me, like the bottom bare bones or the basic minimal money that I'll be bringing in. So I base my budget on that. Like, so if you make variable income, sporadic income, you would base it on your bottom, the least amount you would be expected to be paid. So that way you're not flipping out and freaking out whenever you don't make enough money to make the bills. So that's how I do it. And it's really going to be different this month because I have some changes coming up for the November budget as far as being in a rental now, and I've just turned on, the lights, water, internet, all those different fees, and I haven't received my first bill for those utilities yet. So that's going to be kind of a question mark for now, and then I'll just have to find my average monthly payment for those. But if you're new, welcome. My name's Holly. I use the zero-based budget method like Dave Ramsey suggests, and also like the Budget Mom, like several different YouTubers and budgeters out there that use the zero-based budget, which means I'm just giving every dollar an assignment so that I have zero money left to be allocated for. That doesn't mean that I don't have $0 in my accounts and that I'm down to nothing. I just make sure that I know where those dollars are supposed to be going and give it an assignment. That way it don't just make up its mind and go somewhere else. I am 46. I have 2 grown sons, and I have just recently been through a divorce, so I live just now on my own probably for a couple weeks now, and I'm in a rental house while my house is waiting to be sold. It is still on the market. I was living there during the divorce for a little while we were divorced. I was upstairs, he was downstairs. That just was not working out very well. I was ready to move out, especially for the holidays. Probably not the best financial decision, but that was a decision that I had to think about and weigh my options, and ultimately I decided that was going to be the better decision for me personally, for me mentally, to go ahead and try to manage both, because I do still have to pay half the mortgage at my home in order for me to get half the equity. We built the home. We had the house built when we married, a couple years after we married, and then so we will have quite a bit of equity left, from that, because we built and moved in 2019, got the interest rate locked in at 2.69%. So excellent interest rate on our mortgage, and just equity has really increased since we purchased that. So hopefully we'll get quite a bit back, but I do still have to pay half of that. I'm not paying the utilities or anything anymore, so that's different for this month over there at that house. But here at the rental house, I'm paying my own utilities, got them all in my name here. So I'll pay rent, lights, water and trash go together here because I'm in the city. What was the other? Oh, internet's going to go up a little bit. So I work from home, so I do have to have the high-speed internet. But let's just go ahead and do the Bible trivia. I always do that first, and then we'll do the answer at the end. So for the Bible trivia this week, We're on number 36. In what book of the Bible is the first mention of the concept love? Was it in Song of Solomon, Genesis, or Proverbs? So I'll give you guys the answer at the end. And I did do my nails. I think someone asked if I have, if I've done videos. I have done one video. I will link that here. It's an old one, and I don't know, it's very poor quality when I first started doing videos. So just, if you can get past all that, I did kind of go over a video, but I don't think I linked anything to it as far as like the products that I use other than on Amazon. So yeah, I do the dip powder nails, and then I put the top coat, a gel top coat on, and put them under the light so that they have that glossy look, and plus that dries it, you know. So that's what I've been doing on my nails since COVID. I haven't been back to the salon since COVID. They shut them down, so I was like, well, let me see what I can do from maybe Amazon, find something I can do from home. So I ended up doing that. So I will link that video. I hope it maybe helps you. It's a little tedious process, soaking them off and all that. I'm not as fast as the nail salon techs, but it does save me some money, and I've accumulated some different colors, and I haven't had to purchase anything for a long time. Just the main thing that I have to purchase is the acetone to soak them off, but not bad for at-home nails. Okay, where was I? We'll just go ahead and get started, I guess, in here. I did the trivia. So, this is my planner from Missy Money. This is from a Etsy creator, and this is from my YouTube, not YouTube, Etsy shop, Faith Rooted Designs, with the scriptures there, and you can print those off yourself in the A5 or A6, where they come whenever you purchase. You get both, and right now I'm having 25% off in my shop. So if you've been looking for some dashboards to print off, I have those, and I have some fall winter collection. I have some floral collection, summer and spring collection. So check those out if you're interested and get that 25% off. But now in Missy's shop, her planner and her binders, envelopes, savings challenges, all of her products, you can use my discount code FAITHBudgets10 and get 10% off of her products. So I use her digital version and the paper version of her planner. So I moved over to the November tab. These tabs are from Amazon. Everything that I use is in the description below. I try to link everything. So the tabs are from Amazon. These on the side and the top. That's for the pay periods. So, but we're ready to do November. So I flip to the November tab. This is the calendar layout. I just put my pay dates on there. I get paid twice every 2 weeks. So this month will just be 2 paychecks. Ooh, and Thanksgiving is this month. Happy November, guys. It's already November, so this is a little bit late. I had it complete, but I just hadn't had a chance to sit down and film it. So I was still kind of getting things unpacked. Zoom you guys in. Okay. I think I've almost got everything kind of unpacked and put away. Could probably still do a little bit more, though. As far as organizing, need to get ready because I'll be doing Thanksgiving dinner and all that stuff here too for my bunch. Okay, so for the month of November, lots of different changes. So for the pay, the estimated pay, I got a pay raise, and it'll take effect during the second paycheck. So, but that's on the 20th. Yeah, that's when it'll show up. And I'm just guesstimating that it's going to be $2,500 instead of $2,420. I just bumped it up. I think it was $80. I think that's roughly what it'll be. Is that right? Yeah. And it may be more, but I didn't want to overshoot it. So I'm just going to estimate right now that my first pay of the month on 11/6 will be $2,420, and the second one on the 11/20 will be $2,500. But that's probably going to change. I'll adjust it as I know what my base pay will be for with my raise. And it's just our yearly merit raise. So with that being said, that's the total there for the income, $4,920 for November. And that is with no overtime. But I do know that this one's going to have overtime because this will be the next check that I get. And I just completed that week and I had overtime. So that will definitely be more, but I don't ever budget on that. I use that overtime money to fund the extra money in the sinking funds or in the savings challenges. So I want to make sure all the bills are paid. Anything extra goes towards the sinking funds. So with the total there for the income, $4,920, and then my SUV is $800. I'm still paying my SUV payment. It goes into my credit union. It goes directly from my paycheck. So that's $800. I'm still going to try to hang on to that and get that paid off. And I may actually pay that off when I get the house, when I sell the house. And that way I won't have to pay the interest on that. But I'll just have to see how much I get. So total for debt, and that's the only debt that I have other than my mortgage. But I include mortgage in the bills. I don't really consider that a debt. I mean, I know it is, but as far as debt that I'm going to be paying off, that's going to be here. So $800 there for that. And then for the bills, this is my half of the mortgage at my house that we own, my ex-husband and I. So $858 is my half for November. And then auto insurance is $354. That's for me and my younger son. And someone had said that I could maybe add renter's insurance to this and get a discount. I'm going to check into that. I made a note at my desk to do that. So thank you guys once again for your comments and your tips and suggestions. Just checking out the comments on a lot of the videos, it just helps me out so much, and I hope it helps other people too that are viewing. Check out the comments if you need some additional tips and advice on things. So there's the internet, 110. It's going to go up in order for me to get the high speed. We had a discount where we were before, so this will be just for me, and it's going to be a little higher, but I have to have that for work. And then the water, I don't know how much it's going to be. I just guessed 30. It's probably going to be more than that, but I don't know. I'm in the city. It's water, sewer, and trash. So it's probably going to be more than that, because that was living out further. Didn't have to pay trash and sewer, but I will adjust that as I figure out what the monthly bill is going to be. So electric, $140. Like I said, I don't know what that one's going to be either. I pay a $30 connection fee. I already paid that, so I don't know what the monthly bill is going to be. So hopefully it's a little less than that, and I can use that for the water. So I don't know, hopefully. Apple storage is $10. My life insurance, independent life insurance outside of my work is $27. I have that set up through like Xander insurance, independently. So whenever I don't work here, that'll still be there. So, and then Verizon, it went down $107 because my older son is going to pay his portion, and plus we did a little bit of a drop, not really a drop in service, but changed our plans to get something like the middle grade, or it was a better plan for our money. So for my part is $107, and that's for my phone and my watch. And I think that may actually go down a little bit more than next month. So I don't know, we'll see. But it's $107 for now. My son, I already took his part off. It's paid. So I'm just going to do that. Whenever he pays me, I'll just take that off of the bill. And then so this is my portion. Apple Music is $19. So that's a total for the bills of $1,655. Making sure I was recording. And then for the variable spending, I did go down in all of these categories, like a bunch, because I'm trying to cut corners, because I have to come up with, where's that, $850 for the rent. So in order to do that, I've had to squeeze some money out of here, and I lowered some of my sinking funds. And this is with no overtime, because I don't want to depend on my overtime for the rent. I'm just going to have to try to cut some corners and be a little bit more frugal in some areas, Yeah, so hopefully I can do it. So groceries is going to be $400 a month, and that will be for not just food. That will be Walmart pickup. That's going to be bathroom, household, consumable products, things that I use here at the house. So like $100 a week is what I'm going to do for the cash stuffing for those. And then gas is going to be $40 a week, so $80 for 2 weeks. I just put the 2-week number here because that's what's going to come out of my paycheck. But this is the monthly amount. So $160 in gas for 1 month, and that could still be a little high. I did drop that some more, but I'm here in town, and which I haven't traveled a whole lot here this last week or so because I've been unpacking. But even just, going to church, going to Walmart, just running a few errands here in town, I don't hardly use any gas. So that could possibly go down more. Or I could use some of this if I need to, in some of these categories each week, if I had to pull from that maybe. Eating out, I dropped it down to 20 a week, so 40 every 2 weeks, so $80 a month. Giving is $60 a month, and then shopping is $80 a month. Medications, and I could possibly do away with the shopping, but I need to have a little bit of spending money. Like I said, I've been using that kind of for stuff here at the rental. But things I would probably still use and take to my new house. It's just kind of different things to get settled. Command hooks, command strips, little furniture felt protectors that go under the bottom. Just kind of different things like that might not, if I've spent $100 in my grocery budget, I'm not going to go over. I'll use some of this for it if I need to pick up a few things at Walmart for the rental. Then miscellaneous is $80 a month, $40 every paycheck. So that's a total of $940 for the variable spending. That's all the categories in my wallet. And the medications, that is for my prescriptions. I did drop that some too. So, all right. So now the sinking funds for Sam's Club, it's going to be $40. For self-care, it's going to be $240, which that includes my hair, skin care, and my supplements, vitamins, and things like that. So that's $240 there. Gifts was going to get $10 in November. Car maintenance, $20. Membership, $60. And then car tags, $20. Christmas, $40. And then rent will be $850 because I checked my folder my binder to see what my envelope for rent, to see what I needed. So as of right now, I need $850 to get to the $1,200 by the end of November for that December 1st payment. So that's $1,280 for the sinking funds. And then for the savings challenges, I'm not really doing the 100 envelope right now until like if I had some overtime, I might add to that. So we'll just see on that first paycheck in November, I might be able to put some to the 100 envelope. But for right now, it's going to be a 52-week challenge. Weeks 45 through 48. So that's a total of $195 because I roll up to the nearest 5. So it'll be 45 and then 50 for the other ones. And then for the 12 months challenge, I did go back down to just $50. The previous month I was able to save, I think, $200. Is that right? Yeah. But I don't want to overdo it. I've got to see how things are going to go. I'm having to pay that $1,200, so we'll see. So for right now, savings challenges is $245. And then this is the summary here. So the total income is $4,920. And then my debt, only have the one for the SUV, $800. And then the bills for the whole month, $1,655. That's for the bills. That's not including my rent. My rent is actually going to fall into the sinking funds category because I'm going to be doing it in cash. But the variable expenses is going to be $940. Sinking funds, $1,280. Savings and investments, nothing here. It comes out of my check before I see the money. And then the savings challenges, $245, and that was zero. I did subtract all that. So that means the zero-based budget. Whenever you come down here and you have zero left, that means you have successfully created a zero-based budget. And that's the hard part, is actually knowing what you spend on each category. Even your bills. It was kind of hard for me when I first sat down to see, okay, what do we actually pay a month? Because when I first started doing budgets, I had to create one that had a bills section that was like, I think I got on Canva and maybe created one, if you watch some of my old videos, I've tried different budgeting templates. I've tried different budgeting planners. I've used the Budget Mom for a few years. I used another YouTuber, and then I found Missy Money's. I've been using hers for a couple years now. But before, I just had so many bills. It was just like bill, like the membership, subscriptions, all this stuff, But now I have moved a lot of these over into my sinking funds, like the memberships here, the car tags, things like that, the self-care, like I have my supplements, things like that come out. So a lot of times that would be over here when I had a subscription to something, or my membership to something, that would come here, but it wouldn't be every month, but I still had to write it there. So it's kind of confusing. So I do it this way so that I know to just put a certain amount in there each month, and I'll have enough in there for those memberships that come due, multiple memberships, or we had multiple car tags whenever I was married, and I had enough in there to take care of those things. So that made my bills section smaller and a little bit easier to fit into my pay periods, my 2-week pay period. So it worked out a whole lot better for me. But that was the hard part, kind of tweaking all that and getting it all down into different categories. But so that was the end of it. That's a zero-based budget. That's how we got to it. $0 there. And I hope that I do have some more overtime on that second check in November as well. I think as of right now, we should have a little bit of overtime because I worked a few hours Saturday, and we were still kind of behind, so probably going to start out Monday, kind of in the hole as far as a little bit behind in our work queues. So I am a medical coder, I'm a lead coder, and we are, constantly growing and sometimes in need of overtime. So I'm always available for overtime. Unless I'm, on vacation or something like that, then it wouldn't benefit. I can't get overtime if I take PTO, but I am available for all overtime if possible. All right, guys, so that was all for the November budget. So now let's do the Bible trivia. Where are you at? Okay, I'm trying to get up here in the camera so you can see. In what book of the Bible is the first mention of the concept love? Was it Song of Solomon, Genesis, or Proverbs? God tested Abraham and asked him to sacrifice only his son Isaac, whom he loves. This was a foreshadowing of God's sacrifice of his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, to atone for sin and redeem the world. References there in Genesis, John, Hebrews, and 1 John. Yep, that's the ultimate test of sacrifice, yes. Okay, guys, so that's the Bible trivia, and now we're ready for November, so I will be waiting now for that first paycheck. I will move these tabs over back here in November. Whoops, I already got December in there ready to go too, so that'll finish out the fourth quarter. And I did get my planner ordered for 2026. I did get that in last week, so I already have my 2026 planner ready. I'm going to be using Missy Money's again. What planner are you guys using? Are you using Missy Money? Do you use the Budget Mom, or what type of planner do you use for your budget? Are you getting ready for 2026? And do you start in January? Some people do not start in January. Like if they're teachers, they may choose to start theirs in August. So just whatever you start, but most of the time it's in January. That's when I plan out my sinking funds for the whole year to see how much I need to save back in each category to stuff those each paycheck. So sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. Okay, guys, so that is all for the November budget with me. I hope I haven't forgot anything. I feel like I have, but got the Bible trivia. Told you guys about the Etsy shop, 25% off. Faith Rooted Designs is my Etsy shop. And Missy Money shop, you get 10% off. Faith Budget's 10. I think that's it. And I'm going to go back in there and start unpacking some bathroom stuff. So I'm just slowly going through stuff. I take breaks. I've been watching TV and then had church this morning and just kind of taking my time. I went to my friend's daughter and her husband, they were just married last year or the year before, and they bought a home, so they had kind of like a housewarming party. So I went to go see their new house and visited with them for a little while. So I'm just taking advantage of any invite that I get somewhere. I'm going. I'm just not going to say no. I'm very much an introvert, and I stay home. But I'm here alone now, so anytime that I get invited, I'm trying to make myself go. Just, even if I just go and make an appearance, stay for 30 minutes and then leave or whatever. But I think that's healthy to get out and socialize and be with my friends. And I know they want to make sure that I'm not alone and that I don't feel alone. So I appreciate that. And they're just like family to me. So I want to go and visit and hang out when I can. Like this week I'm going to my other friend's house. She lives in the next couple towns over. She's having like a little get together, and I'm going to go and visit with her for a little bit. So looking forward to that, and take my car to the car wash. Ugh, it needs a car wash so bad, and our car wash here in town is awful. So anyway, that's it, guys, for the November budget. I hope you guys have already got your November budgets done. I'm behind on the video, so hopefully you guys have already have yours ready, up and ready to go. So the first paycheck will be November 6th. So, and that is my birthday. So I will be 47 on November 6th. So yes, and then we're gonna have get-togethers, all kinds of get-togethers in November for the holidays. We do like, not really holidays, but like fall get-togethers. We have game nights. We're going to a game night at my oldest son's house, and my sisters are all coming over there, my nieces, and I don't think they have all seen their new house yet, so they're coming, and we're gonna have soups and chilies, and I'm gonna make grilled cheese, and I'm gonna make a cinnamon roll cake. And you poke the holes in it and put the evaporated milk on it. It looks so good. I seen it on Facebook. So I'm going to try it. I'll let you guys know how it turns out. My mom used to make we called it holy cow cake. And it was a chocolate cake mix with the holes poked in it with the evaporated milk. And then you put caramel on it. And I think she put crunched up Butterfingers on the top of it. And like Cool Whip. And then some more caramel. Oh, it was so good. It's just like so moist, but we always would fight over that. Mom almost had to make two. But this is kind of like that, but it's like more of a cream cheese and a cinnamon base, I guess, like a cinnamon roll poke cake. I think maybe is what it's called. But it looks so yummy. I can't wait. Not very healthy, but it looks so yummy. This time of year, maybe not so many healthy decisions as far as the food. Anyway, I'm just blabbing on. I'm just talking your head off. Sorry. Okay, guys, let's just go and get ready to start this November out. November, it's here. Whether we like it or not, it is here. And the leaves are falling off everywhere here in Tennessee. It's so pretty. The orange leaves and yellow, it's fall is here. But anyway, I will see you guys on the next one, which will be the first paycheck budget with me for the month of November, which will be on 11/6. So I'll see you guys then, and then we'll do the cash stuffings with that too as well. Okay, guys, so until then, I hope you find blessings in all the little things. Thanks.